Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today we're going over BDG, and BDG is bringing in some big numbers today, some larger defenses. I kind of like these. We're going to see if they did the right thing when building these. We grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. And I got to tell you, team number 1's already got some mistakes. I don't like Striker on Scream. I do like Striker on Venom and Anti-Venom. Their basics are really amazing. Well, Venom's isn't so great, but he clears positive effects, and that happens a lot, and you want him clearing those positive effects as often as possible in the teams that you're going into with this, or the teams that come into it, in fact. So let's change Scream to either a Skirmisher, which is my favorite, or at least a Raider, but then definitely change Venom and Anti-Venom to Strikers. That is crucial. That AV double tap, oh my goodness, that's amazing, the Rex shop. So I really don't like those ISOs. I mean, there's a case to be made for what you're doing, putting Skirmisher on Venom so that he clears more positive effects with one and puts more vulnerables out there. But if you swapped the Skirmisher on Scream and Venom, you'd be amounting the same amount of vulnerables. So I think that's the way we should do that. All right, moving on. Oh, should I grade this? Yeah, let's give it a grade. I mean, that's a lot of wasted ISOs in my opinion. I'm giving that a C. And then of course the thing is with with this team, they're kind of old, and it kind of sucks to have to waste the ISOs to change those. So, you know, it's what it is. I mean, if you want your symbiotes to be optimized, that's what you got to do. But I'm not sure if it's even worth changing it. Kind of sucks that you wasted on, I mean, not a total waste. They're functioning ISOs. I just don't like it. Okay, team number 2 is Emarauders with Madeline Pryor. We've got a decent sized Madeline Pryor in here. She might be able to hold up with this team. A huge Emma giving them lots of heal and sustain. You've got Fortifier on Strife. Unfortunately, that no longer does anything, so you should change that to either Healer or Skirmisher. You could also do Raider, but in my opinion, Healer, Skirmisher is probably going to be the best. I personally like Skirmisher on Mystique, but a lot of people are using Raider since she bounces around, trying to get more vulnerables on the field from Madeline Pryor. It's fine, I'll let it slide, I guess. Yeah, this isn't too bad. It could use, I mean, Madeline Pryor needs more stars basically, but there's nothing we can do about that. So I'm gonna give you an A- right now. Let's get that Strife fixed up. And moving on to team number 3 is the Mercs with Taskmaster in here instead of M'Baku. You've got a 6 red star Taskmaster. You're trying to take advantage of that. I think this works great. Yesterday, I recommended that we move a Merc team around and build it into a Wakandans with Taskmaster team just like this. I think this is a fantastic build. I like the placement. You've got Okoye and Black Panther as far apart from each other as you can. I think we should change Taskmaster to a Striker and Killmonger to a Raider. The crit that's built into Killmonger's kit is just, it's crazy. It's crazy good. You got to capitalize it. Make him a Raider on this team. Make Taskmaster a Striker. I mean, Killmonger's going to do a triple tap off of Okoye and a triple tap off of Taskmaster as is. Well, one triple tap. I guess it'd be a quadruple tap because they're both assisting him, but it's still going to amount to the same thing. But rather than going for that extra damage on Killmonger's double tap, I think you should do the Raider with the crit damage all over everybody. Then you change Taskmaster to a Striker, and all those vulnerables on the field, Taskmaster is going to be double tapping himself into it. What is he, 70k bigger than Killmonger? He's doing more damage, or probably doing more damage, I would think. So let's do that. He's going to copy and clear those positive effects on his assist, his counterattack, and that's going to make him better because he's going to be stealing a lot of offense up. So it's going to work out a lot better that way. So Raider on Killmonger, Striker on Taskmaster. Everything else is looking great on this team. And this isn't even a really bad build. There was a lot of reasons that we made Killmonger a Striker, especially when we were using him on that Merc defense a minute ago. So I'm not going to be too tough on you. I think this is like a B+ for me. Let's see if we can't switch those up. Team number 4, the YA. You got good placement. You got decent ISOs. I know a lot of people like to use her as a Raider for the big punishing critical hit when she throws, you know, the AoEs and stuff. I still like her better as a Striker. I do. It's not a terrible choice making her a Raider. I like her better as a Striker. Let's get the blue on America Chavez. Let's build this team up more for that Scourge. Go ahead. Don't ever stop at 13. It's 12 or 14. 13 sucks. It's unlucky. Let's skip over it like the hotels do. All right, I'm gonna give this team an A minus. It's just mostly it's the gear tier 13 that bothers me. I can live with that Raider ISO. Moving on, Web Warriors. It's done right. Moving on, that's an A. Okay, here's something new. It's Gambit in here in place of Coulson. I'm not familiar with Gambit's kit. I don't know what Gambit does for this team. So we'll have to see if chat can help me out with this. You got Silver Surfer as a striker. Crystal is a Raider. Him as a striker. Black Bull, okay. So Black Bull yo-yo combo, that's right. You got 2 Raiders in there putting out the extra vulnerables. Gambit's doing lots of damage, but he's just so slow. I'm wondering, I know Gambit's supposed to be a Raider. I like that. Chat's saying this is a total waste of Gambit. So, I don't know. I kind of think so myself. Gambit's just so slow by himself. He really needs Rogue to work well. I mean, maybe you're just throwing him in here because it's somebody you're building him for Crucible, waiting for Rogue to come out, and he's more powerful than somebody else. I don't think he's going to catch anybody off guard with how slow his kit is. He applies heal blocks for Surfer's passive. Okay. He applies heal blocks for Surfer's passive. All right. Well, at least he does something. Chat says that it's not a total waste, but it's not a great fit either. I don't know. I'll let it slide. It's new. I'll do my research. I won't blame you for it. And I'm going to give you an A minus for this team. I do think Surfer should be a Raider, especially 7 red stars. Man, if he crits on that AoE, he's going to do some serious opening damage. And I don't think there's going to be enough vulnerables on the field for him to do his basic double tap thing in there. So Hollow Lord says he is a Raider. He does damage on the end of enemy turns. He has an ability block, but you completely miss out on 25% health for any X-Men. All right. All right, sounds like it's something you can do, but it's just not great synergy on this team. I still don't really like it. We'll look into that more, see if we can't come up with some better ones. All right, moving on. Team number 7, Doc Ock with Doom, Ghost, Invisible Woman. So Invisible Woman's got some synergy with Doom. You've got Ghost in here. She's you got a lot of villain tech, or 3-piece villain tech kind of thing, but that's not really going to make a difference. Not without Ultron in here. I think, like, if you had a really big Ultron, I would say replace Swarm with a really big Ultron. I know that that doesn't pair well with the Doom bots and everything, but it would create multiple threats. And I think that's a little bit better than what Swarm does. And I don't like Swarm as a healer. If you're going to run Swarm in here, make Swarm a Raider so that you're getting those vulnerables for Doom to double tap into, for Ghost to double tap into. I like that you've got Invisible Woman as a skirmisher. Of course, Doc Ock is a healer. I really don't like that ISO. We can keep Swarm in here. You've got Doc Ock in here, so Swarm isn't killing himself. When you run Swarm by himself, he literally kills himself. It's terrible. So this isn't a horrible choice. Maybe you built him up and you just got it left over. You're trying to use it. It looks like kind of a spare piece filler team. It's not terrible. I just think we could probably do something a little bit better. Maybe with your roster, this is just less of a waste. You could probably put the blue ISO into Ghost. I mean, she's gonna be a striker on 100% of whatever build you put her into. You might as well have her double tapping and doing the things she's supposed to do. But yeah, let's definitely change the ISO on Swarm to a Raider, even if it's just a war ready Raider. Otherwise, it's not terrible. It doesn't offend me or anything. I think this is a pretty meh team. It's going to be a B minus for me because I think there's a lot more exciting stuff we could be doing with some of these members, but it's not atrocious. Moving on. Team number 8, Heroes for Hire, which absolutely bores me to death, but you did do it right. You've got good place with the right ISOs, the right investment everywhere. I'm going to give this an A. Moving on. Team number 9 is SA. You put in Minerva in here instead of Fury. Thank you for not running Fury on defense. Running Fury on defense is a travesty. This team works great. It's pretty good in adjacent to security rooms when there's a defense down. If it's defense down, I recommend people throw in like Coulson, because then he opens up and triggers the procs Kestrel's passive, but this is fine. Minerva's in here to revive people. I think you should probably put Minerva to the outside as far away from Sam as you can, because she's going to get killed and then she's not going to revive anybody. Most of the 4-piece in this team are really hard to kill, so I don't think Minerva's going to hold her own on this team. I think she's kind of a bad fit unless you were going to take her to G16, move her to the outside, and probably make her a fortifier even to hang with these newer tunes that have better survivability than she does. Otherwise, I think she's kind of a waste. She's just got a one big heal that's going to pop off. I don't know. I think we can find somebody better. I'm going to give this team a B. It's not atrocious, but we got to move her, change her ISO, really protect her if that's what you want to do with this. Otherwise, you could do something like throw Doc Ock in on this team. He throws up those deflects that work well. There's a Shuri that goes in here real well. There's all kinds of crazy things people are doing these days that goes well with the SA team. I kind of like doing the Doc Ock and Captain America in here because of all the blocking and deflects and stuff. But it is what it is. So I'm going to give this a B. I think you got to move her out of there. I think she's just dying where she is right now. Team number 10, Weapon X on defense. Look at that, 1.2 million. Oh, you're crushing it here. I don't like LDS as a raider. I like her better as a striker. So if you want to make her a raider, that's okay. She does move around a lot. She has high damage. Those crits really hurt, so it's not terrible. But if you're going to make her a raider, then make Wolverine a striker so that he will double tap and get that speed up and become a useful character. Even with his rework, he is still really slow, but that speed up does help him. So I want to see one of these two changed to striker. You can go either way, but definitely get one of them to a striker to do more. See, LDS, like a lot of times she'll open up with her special, or she'll go into something with her ultimate or whatever, and then double tap on that vulnerable. There will be bleeds on that person. She'll come back with those bleeds and add a defense down with her basic counter attack. On this one, I think maybe you should actually switch Wolverine to a striker on this one. I think that's probably where you're going to benefit the most. Not terrible. Not too shabby at all. I kind of like it. I'm going to give you an A- for this. The ISOs are just, whatever you want to do on that. BDG brought forth some pretty decent defenses, had some decent ideas, and I kind of overall liked what he was doing. I would have liked to grade harder because I'm in a pissy mood, but is what it is. Remember, guys, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.